Thank you, Joe, and appreciate those comments. More importantly, we thank you for your work. And I personally, though, never thought I'd see a Senate staffer, albeit a former Senate staffer, whatever, thank a former House member. And so I appreciate that and appreciate your efforts, the update. And but one thing I do want to note is, one person really has made all the difference here today. And no, it's not Jim Lakely, who's been running around here, though he has done an incredible job. Thank you, Jim, and all the staff at Heartland. Nor is it the dozens of tremendous speakers. If you're a speaker, will you please stand up? You participated in a panel or not, please stand up. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your work outside this conference, and for many of you, it's been many years. But the one person I'm thinking about, it's not even Joe Bast, though Joe has labored many years. Thank you for your work, and nor is it Alex or Joe, but thank you each, and certainly not me. That's the one person that's made all the difference, and not even the dozens of state policymakers here. Thank you for being here today, but for many of you here, you have labored for years in the vineyard of freedom and energy policy. No, the one really, actually the many who have really made the difference and made this possible today really are the American people who voted to make Donald Trump the President of the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, as the left always likes to say, and we do as well, but elections have consequences. Now, if you're Tom Steyer, you're still replaying the election every night as you count your millions of dollars, say, how can I impeach this president? Because I didn't like the election results, and I appreciate the lady from California that, thank you for sharing Tom Steyer with us. We'll try to keep him at bay. But even more consequential, though, is the fact that we have a president who actually keeps his campaign promises. Now, that is unusual, that is certainly impactful, and it proves in my mind that one man can make a difference. And if you look at the back of your program, and if you got it there, take a look at it. Oftentimes we flip through these programs, but look at the back. I mean, it's the sheet, it's the scorecard on the administration. And before we forget how many things have already happened since we were here last year. But if you look at, of course, he has withdrawn from Paris, sometimes over apparently the objections of even family members, because he said he was going to do that. You know, he approved, I almost forgot that, he approved Keystone XL. I spent 6 years in Congress. We would talk about it every year. We're going to do something, but, it doesn't happen until you have a president willing to do that. And so he did that. He withdrew from the waters of the U.S., trying to make that happen. And he rolls back unnecessary regulations of fracking, rolling back other EPA regulations, reducing the funding of climate change research, and on, ending the use of secret science. Enormous. Rolling back the CAFE standards and actually telling, God bless California, we don't need you to tell us what to do. And on each of these, again, it's this amazing thing of keeping a campaign promise. And it really is unbelievable. But that's what has made, in my mind, all of this possible. And in a way, it's looked at, and who would have thought, just a few years ago, it's not just about energy independence. It says, the president said, and Joe said as well, it's about energy dominance. And every time he says that, the folks on the left get a shiver down their spine. They've never, you can't say that. You can't say that. I was doing an interview with a German television station today and say, hey, you know what? We could solve your Russian problem for you. Quit shutting down your coal plants, import our fuel, and you don't have to worry about what Putin tells you to do. You can't tell us that. Well, we sure can. The president told your leader that how many times during the election, after the election, saying it's about energy dominance, not just for us, but it's the way we export freedom around the world. And there's no excuses. There's no apologies necessary. Think about that. We don't have to apologize for this administration and energy policy and so many other issues. It's America first. It's the leftists, the liberals, the alarmists, the establishment, and yes, CNN last. Again, America first. How's that sound? For many of us, if you're like me, you were maybe surprised on election night as a member of Congress at that time, I would tell you the behind the closed doors discussions amongst the House Republican caucuses. Okay, what are we going to do? How quickly do we give in to President Hillary Clinton? I remember those discussions a week before the election, 10 days before the election, 3 days before the election. But at the end of the day, the American people had their say. They said enough is enough. And for many of us, myself included, I think we see that the Donald J. Trump administration as perhaps our last political chance at freedom. And let there be no doubt, the Heartland Institute will continue to be there supporting America first, freedom always, and the energy dominance that builds and sustains a free people. Thank you for joining us in this noble battle. We appreciate your continued help and financial support. May God bless you and these United States. Thank you and have a great evening.